It all started with silence. Not the peaceful kind at night, when the whole house sleeps. But the cold, creeping kind, the one that wraps itself around your life like fog. My husband and I had long settled into our roles: breakfast, work, dinner, TV. No arguments. But no warmth either. He didn't do anything wrong, he just stopped doing anything right. I kept telling myself this was how it's supposed to be. That this was adulthood. That love becomes routine. But deep down, something was slowly fading. I didn't feel like a woman anymore. I felt like a machine, a mom, a caretaker, part of the furniture. And then I started noticing him. He lived one floor below. Quiet, slightly reserved, with a warm but rare smile. His eyes, they didn't just look at you, they saw you. We crossed paths often, on the stairs, by the mailboxes, near the elevator. Just small talk. Polite. But his voice always carried something real. I caught myself waiting for those brief encounters. Wondering what sweater to wear, even if I was just taking out the trash. For the first time in years, I felt a spark. Not because of flirting, it wasn't like that. It was because someone actually saw me. Not the mom. Not the wife. Me. Then came that morning. That one, random moment that changed everything. But that comes later. I'll take a short pause. Let me know in the comments where you're listening from and if anything like this has ever happened in your life. It's always surprising how much we share, even with strangers. And if my voice feels familiar, don't forget to subscribe. Now, I'll continue. That day started like any other. Morning chaos, coffee half finished, a quick breakfast for the kids, scattered thoughts. I wasn't looking for anything, not company, not conversation, and certainly not feelings. I stepped into the hallway in a robe, messy hair, a trash bag in hand. Just me. Unfiltered. Unprepared. He stood by his door, slightly frowning, waiting for a delivery. When he noticed me, something shifted in his face. "You look especially real today," he said. I laughed. A little too loud. The kind of laugh you use to hide surprise. It had been so long since anyone said something like that to me. He invited me in, just to help with the boxes, he said. I nodded. Still not sure why it felt so natural. His apartment smelled of wood and coffee. Soft music played in the background, and it felt like the world outside had gone still. We laughed. Not because something was funny, but because it felt easy. He poured me tea. I sat at the edge of his couch and realized, I hadn't felt this alive in years. Something inside me had been asleep. Now it stirred. He talked about little things, but his eyes, they said something else. Something that made my heart beat faster. Then he fell silent. Moved closer. Slowly. No sudden moves, no words, like the silence between us said more than speech ever could. There was a tension in the room, delicate and electric. Unseen, but heavy. I could have left. Could have walked out and pretended nothing had happened. But I didn't. And even if it didn't last long, something clicked inside me. The world felt different. I didn't stop it. And after that, the silence I used to live in no longer felt like home. I thought it would stay between us. Just a moment. A spark that would burn out and vanish. I planned to return to normal life the next morning, coffee, kids, routine. Pretend nothing had happened. But by morning, I knew, he knew. My husband. He didn't ask. He didn't accuse. He simply looked at me, differently. There was no anger. Just something heavier. Understanding. Quiet, unbearable understanding. He knew, not as a man betrayed, but as someone who had felt it long before I did. I tried to act normal, but I felt like a stranger in my own home. All day I avoided his eyes. I avoided mirrors. I told myself it would pass. That I'd feel like myself again. But that evening, I got a message. Can we talk? Just the two of us. Please. Anya, your neighbor's wife. My heart dropped. Suddenly, I realized nothing was over. Maybe it had just begun. I didn't know how she found out. Maybe he told her. Maybe she sensed it. Women's intuition, it's sharper than we think. We met 2 days later. She wasn't angry. She wasn't crying. She was calm. Too calm. You have no idea what you've stepped into, she said. This isn't just about the two of you. He's not who you think he is. I didn't understand what she meant. But what once felt like a fleeting impulse was now surrounded by shadows. There was more to this story. Much more. And it wasn't at all what it seemed. Share your thoughts about this story in the comments. Have you ever experienced something similar, or witnessed it in someone else's life? Your stories matter. Every comment is a voice, and I truly value each of you. If you enjoy this kind of atmosphere and storytelling, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, so you don't miss the next gripping story. Wishing you a calm and warm day ahead. And if you listened until the end, write this phrase in the comments: sometimes silence says more, so I know you were here with me until the very last word.